Do you know what I find fascinating about the sport of swimming? There's no event that relies on leadership skills. It's simply not how our sport is structured, at least not in the same way as it is in other sports. To explain a little bit further, I want to take the most extreme example, the sport of crew. In the sport of crew, especially an 8-man or womaned boat, the team leader is the coxswain. And the coxswain is chosen because of their size and their ability to lead. And the coxswain is a non-athlete. That part blows my mind. The team selects a non-athlete to become the eyes, the ears, and the voice of the boat and race backwards. And if the coxswain fails to lead effectively, the race won't go well. Leadership is so important in how this sport is played. We have these types of leaders in almost every other sport. In baseball, it's the catcher. In football, it's the quarterback. And in lacrosse, it's the goalie. Interesting side note, before the WPLL existed, the Women's Professional Lacrosse League, women got drafted to the MLL, the Major Lacrosse League, and played with the men. And a lot of those women were goalies. The team leaders in these other sports, with the exception of the quarterback in football, are leaders not because they're the best or because they score points or because they're the most popular and you can find them on the cover of programs. They're team leaders because their position on the field or in the water gives them a unique perspective of the field that no other player has. And because of that, it's a critical position that requires leadership. And here's the kicker. They must practice leadership to be able to play their position well. You can't say that about any stroke or event in swimming. We practice all kinds of things: starts, turns, race strategy, drills, kicking, pulling, but we don't practice leadership because it's not structured in how we race. How do we develop our team leaders if our sport doesn't do it in how it's played? Who has that unique perspective of the pool? It is definitely not your fastest swimmer, and here's why. Think about your last competition, your last championship. Your best swimmer was so focused and tunnel visioned on their races, and their warming up and warming down and rest, and doing that over and over again for multiple events, that they just simply were too busy to be able to take the time to focus and have that perspective in view of the rest of the team. So if not our fastest swimmers, then who has that unique perspective to lead? Our team leaders would also be the most dedicated, the most consistent, and the most reliable athletes. And we all know who that is. Our distance swimmers, or someone you would put on as a relay anchor during the championship meet. Put your comments below. Let me know what you think. Either way, our sport is an anomaly, and we need to build leadership education into our practices more than these other sports. Because although it isn't required to swim a specific stroke or race, it is essential to reach high performance and have longevity in this sport. Hi, my name is Toni Armstrong, and I'm a performance leadership consultant.